you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurt, yes, I'm dead. Most things that I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you trade.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Taylor XO, or welcome to Taylor XO if you're a new subscriber. So y'all, let's get into this video. So as you guys know, Jazzy posted a video yesterday and it was titled House Hunting, and as you guys know, she was speculating a little while ago that she was going to be moving, and a lot of people thought that she would be moving before 2022 was over, the way that she kept bringing up that she was searching for houses. But then she ended up bringing up again in this vlog, or I guess right after the whole situation happened, and they ended up going house hunting. So I'm guessing now that she has her taxes, she decided now that she wants to go and rent a house. And for a while, people had thought that she was trying to rent another house because she was having another baby, because she was currently pregnant. And then now that, you know, the whole situation has came out, a lot of people were thinking like, you know, does he or do they want to move? Because Chris had mentioned in a past live that he had hated the neighbors. So people were thinking like, does he hate the neighbors? Is that why he wants to move? Or, you know, is it a reason with the landlord? Like they're having problems with the landlord, and the landlord said that he did not want to renew the lease for them. So, you know, people had a couple things to come up with as to why she wanted to move. And she did this house tour kind of thing, if you want to say house tour, quote unquote. And people were mentioning a few things that were, you know, said and done in the house tour. But before we get into the whole house tour thing, she started going on about the whole incident where I told you guys how, you know, after the whole domestic violence situation happened, y'all remember how she tried to say that Chris had got a hotel for work, or the work had provided a hotel for him because they didn't want him going home in the ice storm. And a lot of people were saying that she had used that whole story to cover up the fact that, you know, the police had told Chris that he had to leave the house for at least 24 hours for everything to cool down because it was a domestic violence dispute. But people were saying that she, you know, was trying to cover it up by saying that work had got him a hotel, when we all know that this man does not work. So clearly it was not that. But you could also tell just by the faces that Chris was making when she had mentioned in the beginning of the vlog about how, you know, she was just glad that he got home safe after him having to, you know, stay in the hotel for the whole ice storm thing, which I was sitting there wondering, like, how bad was the ice storm, for the simple fact that he had to get a whole hotel room, that he was not able to come home, especially when he drives a truck. And I think most trucks are four-wheel drive, so I'm not understanding why he wasn't able to just drive home. And like I was saying, the whole demeanor in their faces when they were, you know, when Jazzy was telling this whole story, especially in Chris's face, you can very much tell that this was, you know, just a little story that she had to come up with to cover up the fact that, you know, what he truly had did and why he had to leave the house for at least 24 hours. So let's get into this clip and then we will talk about it.
Power in a lot of areas. It affected the internet. I don't know what's going on with our internet.
Here I am in a hotel, just
and I couldn't.
It was messing me up, because I'm like, man, I gotta get home to my family, bro. Like,
yeah,
there was no way in hell. I slid. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Jasmine told y'all, but I didn't,
because I recorded.
And I hit my truck on a bridge. So
going to work. I'm just glad that he's safe and he got back home. It really sucked too, because I could not talk to him. Like, I couldn't really talk to him because, like I said, the service was so bad. I had no bars at home at all. So we just only way I could talk to him was weird, but it's only through FaceTime. But I guess because it was going through Wi-Fi. But as far as, like, you know, our tower, like T-Mobile, the towers wasn't working. I mean, it's still kind of shaky. A lot of areas.
So people were saying that the first slide that she had mentioned in that clip was her basically saying that she wasn't able to call him or text him, but she was able to FaceTime him, which that would make no sense because clearly Chris would have Wi-Fi at his hotel. And clearly, if the service was out, you would also need at least Wi-Fi or some type of service to make a FaceTime call, I would think. I don't think FaceTime is just, you know, powered by just it being just, you know, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. At least least I've had multiple iPhones and I know that's not how that works. So, that was lie number one. And sis, you were constantly trying to cover up for this man and constantly thinking that people won't read between the lines and put two and two together. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, his work was able to get him a hotel for a bad weather call. But, then you have this whole situation happening, and obviously when there is domestic violence disputes, most of the times the cops want the couple to separate so they can everything can cool down and things don't get worse. So if you for 1 second thought that people weren't going to find out that obviously this man had to leave the house for a whole day and you obviously paid for a hotel for him to go stay at, if you think people are that dumb, then obviously you don't think anything of it, because when you do these vlogs, you just say any and everything. But people had already caught on to that lie. So for you to have to, verify it again in this vlog just tells right there that you obviously had something to hide with that. And the way homeboy was just looking over there like he was totally embarrassed and he knew that people knew. That look when somebody knows when you know. Obviously he knew that we knew that that was also a lie too. But let's get into where she went into this house and they started doing this so-called house tour, which obviously was not giving house tour. She just did it all wrong, and most of the time she was just showing the camera on her chest rather than showing the house. But obviously Chris doesn't have no job, and I know that she pays over $2,300 now to stay in the home that she's in now. So obviously she probably makes at least half to afford this house or these houses that she rents. But I'm pretty sure that her mother will be helping her get not only the house that she's in now but this house also. But Chris was really walking around there like he had some say in everything, and he's the one that's solely putting his name on the lease, and he's the one putting the deposit down and all that. Sis, you really have that man over there walking around like he is truly, gonna just be the only one on the lease, the only one paying for it, when the whole time you were the one that's gonna be, doing all this to make this happen so he can get this house that he keeps complaining about. Because y'all know that she made it known multiple times that he is the one that keeps complaining about them getting a new house, because we know that, he has to complain to Jazzy when he wants things, because we know that his grown self does not have no money to go out and get his own house or his own car. But people were saying that this house looked like it was in the hood, which me personally, I didn't think it looked like it was really in the hood, or at least I didn't see. I mean, she didn't show much of the neighborhood, but people were saying that she surely is downgrading. Like, why would she want to downgrade from her more modern home to this old looking home? But it obviously is a little bit bigger. I mean, not that much bigger, but definitely slightly bigger as far as in having a downstairs and an upstairs, which I don't really know what she's so concerned about. If I had 5 kids, I would probably rather have the house all one level than rather having 2 levels, because you could keep better eye on all the kids. But knowing Jazzy, she wants to get away from the kids, so obviously she was fine with the house also having an upstairs. But let's get into this clip and then we will talk about it.
Do you have a lot of offers on the house?
Well, we just finished the cleaning, and we have. You guys work out a lot?
Yeah.
Oh. My daughter, one of the younger ones, she worked out a lot.
Oh, she did? The plus is the upstairs. It's the living room.
Yeah, there's a kind of game room or just living room, small living room.
Yeah, I like this. Babe. And there's an outlet for like...
This is perfect.
Bedroom.
So as you guys heard in that clip, she basically had told the woman, do you have a lot of offers on the house, as if she was buying this house. Sis, are you that dumb? Like, when you're renting houses, don't you know that it's how many applications do you have on the house, not how many offers? I don't know if she was trying to throw people off like she was buying the house, or she's in the process of trying to buy a house. Sis, we know you're not buying nothing. You were definitely renting. So for your dumb self to ask that woman how many offers you have on the house, and she cut the clip after the woman answered. So who knows, who is in the process of trying to get this house. I don't know if she will follow through with it. She said that she will be looking elsewhere, which I think she will end up moving. I know a lot of people said, why would she want to move? It's dumb to want to move, but I think the landlord probably said that he did not want to, renew the lease, since Chris is over there tearing stuff up. And, you know, there was a part in the video where the landlord had asked her, was it just Legend and them two? But Jazzy went on to say that it was 4 other kids coming with them, including them 3. And I will say that the landlord doesn't really have to worry about, you know, the 5 kids tearing anything up. What she really has to worry about is that baby man over there tearing stuff up, putting holes in the refrigerators, the walls, everywhere. You know, that's really the least of the concern is the kids at this point. You know, the main concern is that grown man is over there tearing stuff up, putting holes in everything, and that's really the main concern that the landlord really has to worry about. But I don't know where she will be getting a good reference from a landlord. I highly doubt after that landlord goes in that house and looks at all the damage done that he will be giving any of them any good reference. And I really don't know where they'll get the credit for it, because Jazzy has said multiple times that her credit is not good, but Chris does have good credit. But we know that he doesn't work, so that really doesn't matter whether or not, you know, Chris has good credit or not. But, you know, she is really truly dumb this time around to be trying to get this house for this woman beater. You know, I really think that he's trying to move further away to, you know, maybe abuse her more or isolate her more. I know a few people were saying that, but she went on to say in the video that this house is like walking distance from her mother's house, which I highly doubt, since it's so close to her mother, that he'll be moving there, because we know that he clearly doesn't like nosy people. We know why he doesn't like nosy people, y'all. But, you know, Jazzy will continue to make these dumb decisions, with including this man, and making these decisions like getting him cars, houses with this man, putting his name on things tied to her, when we know that he doesn't have a pot to piss in or a dime of his own. But, you know, I really do hope that, you know, karma does come on her this time around getting this house also too, because we know that Jazzy doesn't do anything for her kids. We know that she always does everything to please this man. You know, I don't think she's really concerned about whether or not the kids will like it or there's a lot of room for the kids. All she's really truly worried about is getting this house so Chris won't be mad at her and Chris won't leave her. So, you know, he was already walking around there talking about he's going to have his man cave and his game room, which, you know, could give 2 craps about his sons enjoying the house or, you know, his kids. Everything just about him, you know, just laying around and seeing how much he can leech off Jazzy. Like, you know, a grown man who's supposed to be working, like, how does he find time to even sit and play a damn game? That's just how you know this bum has no job, because how are you truly sitting there talking about a game room when, you know, a grown man at his age should be sitting around working, not playing games in a game room? And I don't care, people will say, oh, well, there's weekends, you know, people do have weekends, but even then still, you know, y'all know the situation with this man. It never changes. And, you know, I truly think this time around when she does move to this house, things will get worse for her. But we will see this shit show play out on YouTube, as we always do. Somehow her business always gets to YouTube, and Jazzy doesn't really care as long as she's getting paid off of it. She doesn't care about exploiting her kids, you know, exploiting anything. She just cares about getting this check to pay for this bum to stay up in her house. And we all know how the story goes after that. It's always the same old story. So comment down below. I love hearing you guys' thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for another one.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.